this call. What was that Trust and Safety Council? Did they have anything to do
apparently
with Trump or? Go ahead.
Probably. Everything seems to have to do with Trump, particularly as it pertains to social media. Twitter employees compared Donald Trump to Adolf Hitler for messages shared by journalist Barry Weiss, all for using the term American patriots. They viewed him, quote, as the leader of a terrorist group. And some Twitter employees saw Trump that he wasn't attending Joe Biden's inauguration as coded language to proceed to attack that inauguration. It was quite the stretch. But I'll leave it here, Bill. There was a little within Twitter, not much. One even writing, because I am from China, I deeply understand how censorship can destroy the public conversation. Bottom line, Ayatollah Khomeini, who called for Israel to be wiped off the map on Twitter, he kept his Twitter account. The Malaysian minister said it was right for Muslims to, quote, kill millions of French people, and his account remains active on the platform. So when it came to Trump and when it came to other world leaders, there was no consistency here whatsoever.
No. Joe, thanks. Joe Concha. Quick work there. Nice to see you, Joe.
Thanks, Bill. Appreciate it. Bengals 5 straight.
I feel like we've got a lot of support coming from this end. And I just want to feel confident that the support is coming from the French end as well. And it feels like it is. And we're getting the word out there. And that's our intent, to bring Kenny home safely.
The distressed dad of missing college student Kenny DeLand was last seen 2 weeks ago. Kenny DeLand himself was last seen 2 weeks ago in France, where he was studying abroad, and he was scheduled to return home on Thursday, but investigators there say he may have left earlier on his own. So David Lee Miller following the story live from the New York City newsroom. Hi, David Lee.
Dana. You know, the family of Rochester, New York college student Kenny DeLand says the ordeal of his disappearance is especially difficult because authorities are not keeping them informed about the investigation into his whereabouts. The family blames privacy laws that restrict what they can be told because their 22-year-old son is an adult. A prosecutor in the city of Grenoble, where DeLand was living with a local family and attended class, told Fox News Digital DeLand may voluntarily, adding that DeLand told several people he had difficulty making friends. It is believed DeLand, via train, headed to the city of Valence, where his phone was detected for what would be the very last time. DeLand was last spotted December 3rd on security camera video that shows him entering a sporting goods store in the city of Montalmar, about 100 miles south of where he had been living. His father says the last time they texted on November 27th, everything sounded normal. 2 days later, after not attending class, the school filed a missing person report with police. Now, a portion says DeLand is in, I'm quoting now, a fragile mood and may be depressed. The family says DeLand packed a small bag with a change of clothes, a cell phone, wallet, and a sandwich, and he has not contacted them since.
That says he's safe, but I just can't get my head wrapped around why he hasn't reached out, and that's what puts the fear factor really in your gut as to the whereabouts and the safety of your child.
The family has posted a bilingual website to raise awareness of DeLand's disappearance. They say that he had told friends he wanted to travel to the port city of Marseille before returning to the U.S.
All right, David Lee Miller, thank you. Hopefully he gets in touch soon. Well, President Biden will be delivering remarks on inflation any moment. This is the Roosevelt Room, which is just across the hall from the Oval Office. So if he's on his way, it will not take him very long to get there, Bill. And he's going to talk about inflation, which it was at 7.1%. That's a little cooler than expected, but still year over year is pretty high.
Yeah, they were looking at 7.3, so down 0.2 of a point. Sent the market soaring, but they've cut their gains in half already. I'm not quite sure what investors are seeing or not. Do we have a handle on it? You're going to have to talk to the Fed about that. 7.1 is your number for the month of November. Stand by, more from the White House when it happens. In the meantime, there's this.
With CDC has no credibility after mask mandates and ignoring natural immunity and vaccine complications and the European experience and exaggerating long COVID.
Flu season in full swing, compounded with COVID and RSV. Health officials warning about just how prepared we may or may not be for this triple threat. Also, some nasty weather in a forecast for a large part of the country, and it's not just the snow and the cold. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and on Twitter at America's Newsroom. We'll keep you updated on all that there. Just want to hear from you, too, when you get a moment. All right? Merry Christmas. Just want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. Just want to hear from you. I want to hear from you.
hadn't bought a new mattress in years.
20 years.
Oh, that long?
There's so many options out there, but the experts at Sleep World helped us find the right one.
Perfect for an afternoon read.
In your case, an afternoon nap.
Yeah, well, that too.
Right.
Save up to $600 during Mancini's Sleep World's year-end clearance sale. Shop in person or online for amazing deals on our most popular luxury mattress brands. As always, enjoy free white glove delivery, setup, and removal of your old mattress. Visit sleepworld.com.
Your happily ever after is waiting for you in the Chrysler Pacifica and Pacifica Plug-in Hybrid. With available wheel drive, Pacifica helps handle adverse conditions like magic. And with the plug-in hybrid, it can help your range anxiety disappear. Make you even more enchanted in the Chrysler Pacifica. And watch Disney's Disenchanted, now streaming only on Disney Plus, rated PG. Disney Plus subscription required. Must be 18 plus to subscribe. EPA estimated 520-mile total range with a fully charged battery. Actual mileage may vary.
You want to be awesome like The Miz? You want to be... Whether your game is wrestling or sports betting, you are going to need a game plan. DraftKings Sportsbook wants you to have fun while staying responsible, so they provide you with all the tools to build your personal betting game plan. My finale lets everyone know when my matches are finished, and time limits in the app let you know how long you've spent and when it's time for a break. You can also control the maximum amount you'd like to place on any single bet by using DraftKings Sportsbook wager limits. And if you ever find yourself needing to hit pause, you can use the cooling off period to lock the app for up to 4 weeks. I practice safe bets, and so should you. Visit DraftKings.com/gaming to learn about all these tools and more.
Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/responsible gaming for details and state-specific responsible gambling.
Spoiled supermarket meat, sawdust-like fillers, artificial preservatives? I'm veterinarian Dr. Marty Goldstein. These potentially harmful ingredients are found in many of today's popular dog foods, but not in Nature's Blend. For a limited time, save up to Nature's Blend and receive a free festive holiday dog sweater with select orders. Go to drmartypets.com/Fox or text Fox to 511-511. Offer available with select orders while supplies last. Text fees may apply. You may receive up to 1 additional text. Opt to opt out.
Freedom is vital to a business owner like you, and having the right capital from you that freedom. Freedom to take action when your business needs you to. Don't let a lack of financing prevent you from running your operations, purchasing new equipment, or expanding your business. Capitus Financing could be the answer you're looking for. Head over to capitus.com today and see what options we have. That's KAPITUS.com. Capitus.com.
Sling TV really just depends on what kind of mood you're in. But no matter what you're looking for, you can watch it with Sling. Sports, news, and today's hottest shows. Plus, you can explore thousands of movies and shows on demand. And getting Sling is easy. Sign up and start watching in just 5 minutes. Stream on any device and record up to 50 hours with included DVR space. Plus, you won't get locked into a long-term contract. Check out Sling.com for special offers. Sling, the TV you love for a price today.
Are you a truck driver that appreciates working for a family-owned company where you're known by your name and not a number? Look no further than Rail Transport. Our leader, Rick Rail, is a driver. Rick and his father company on a cornerstone value of safety and a commitment to driver success. From our industry-leading address-to-address mileage to our annual profit-sharing contributions, we appreciate and reward the hard work of our drivers. To learn more about Rail, give us a call at 715-591-7050 or visit rail.jobs.
Regulated activities performed by a licensed affiliate.
I had no idea I could sell my life insurance policy.
Norman and Nancy Dugan for Coventry.
We were about to let Norman's policy lapse because premiums have become expensive. Our kids are grown, so we just don't need it anymore.
Then Nancy called Coventry.
They were so helpful, answering all of our questions.
If you're over 65 and have $100,000 or more of life insurance, you may qualify.
After this past year, we're celebrating life. We've booked some long overdue travel, and we're able to for our grandkids' college.
Coventry Direct has helped thousands live the life they want to live, pay for unplanned medical expenses, or supplement retirement income. When it comes to selling your life insurance, Coventry's got you covered. Call 800-378-2989 or visit CoventryDirect.com to learn more about how you can get cash by selling your life insurance. Call 800-378-2989.
As we inherited a nation, a pandemic raging, and an economy that was reeling. We acted quickly and boldly to vaccinate a new economic strategy. A strategy built on an economy that was based on from the bottom up and the middle out. Now, 21 months later, we can see how our economic plan is working. We've added every single month of my presidency, we've added jobs. A total of 10,500,000 new jobs. 750,000 of them are manufacturing jobs. Where is it written, as I've heard me say it before, and I apologize for repeating it, where is it written that America can't lead the world once again in manufacturing? And by the way, remember I talked to length about the need to continue to invest in research and development. Look what's going on from the Department of Energy, the nuclear front. There's a lot of good news on the horizon. The unemployment rate is down to 6.4% when I was sworn in, down from 6.4% when I was sworn in. It's now 3.7%, near a 50-year low. We've done all of this while lowering the federal deficit in the 2 years we've been in office, $1.7 trillion. Let me say that again. $1.7 trillion lowered the federal debt. No administration ever cut the deficit that much. Now inflation's coming down as well. Prices of things like televisions and toys are going down. It's good news for the holiday season. Used car prices fell for the 5th month in a row. Car prices didn't go up this month. That savings is critical to so many families. It gives them just a little bit of breathing room for the holiday season. And all of this means that for the last months, wages have gone up more than prices have gone up. More than prices have gone up. I want to be clear. It's going to take time to get inflation back to normal levels as we make the transition to a more stable and steady growth. But we could see setbacks along the way as well. We shouldn't take anything for granted. But what is clear is that my economic plan is working and we're just started. My goal is simple. Get price increases under control without choking off economic growth. Bring inflation down while keeping our labor market resilient. Build an economy from the bottom up and the middle out, an economy with good jobs, good wages, and for the long run, not a boom or bust economy. Because of my plan, we're beginning to see historic investments that are leading companies to invest hundreds of billions of dollars. Let me say it again, hundreds of billions of dollars to build semiconductor factories and other advanced manufacturing right here in America. It's going to create tens of thousands of good-paying jobs in the years ahead. And by the way, a significant number of these jobs are expected to be jobs that pay an average of $125,000 a year. Many don't require a college degree, so things are looking up. So what's next? Because of my plan, we're taking powerful actions to lower prescription drug costs and health insurance premiums and energy bills. In just a few weeks, starting in January, families will get a little more breathing room. They've been told for some time since we passed the legislation that we're going to be able to lower the price of drugs. Let me give you just one example. Coming January 1, seniors with diabetes on Medicare are going to pay no more than $35 a month for insulin. Up to now, they've been paying as much as $400 a month. That's a genuine savings for seniors. This matters so many families with loved ones who have diabetes and rely on insulin to survive, going from an average of $400 down to $15 or $35 a month. In January, they won't have to choose between paying for their insulin, and in many cases, putting food on the table. It matters. It's real savings to people, and it's just to kick in. The same is true from healthcare to clean energy. I take stabilizing our economy, giving Americans across the country some breathing room in the process. Look, I know it's been a rough few years for hardworking Americans and for small businesses. And for a lot of folks, things are still pretty rough. But they're bright spots all across America where we're beginning to see the impact of our economic strategy. And we're just getting started. I've said it again, I've never been more optimistic about America's future. And today's news gives me another reason to be optimistic about it. We're building a better America, an economy from the bottom up and the middle out, not the top down. When the poor have a shot, the middle class do well, the wealthy always do very well. We just have to keep going. I know we can get this done. God bless you all. May God protect our troops, and I'll take questions. I'm going to be seeing you all a little later this afternoon. I'm not taking any questions right now. Thank you very much.
Can you say when you expect prices to get back to normal, Mr. President?
I hope by the end of next year, we're much closer. But I can't make that prediction. I'm just convinced they're not going to go up. I'm convinced they're going to continue to go up.
Do you plan to veto the NDAA over the vax requirement?
The reporters always give it a shot. The president only taking one question about when he expects prices to go down. He said hopefully next year.
By the end of next year.
By the end of next
year. Which is
a year from now.
One a lot of people would like to know. The consumer price index was slightly lower than people expected, giving us some hope maybe that inflation might be coming down in the near term, but we'll see whether or not
He
that
talked about gas prices being down, cost of goods going down, especially toys. He mentioned that was a good thing for families going into the holiday season. We'll see. You know, the Fed, I think, has some things that they still feel like they need to do. That number is still at 7.1%.
In the meantime, here we go to the current CEO of FTX, who is taking questions from House members as we speak. All right, this is John Ray. He took over FTX after Sam Bankman-Fried got blown up and all the money went out the wrong door. Who knows where the money is now? Who knows how much it can be accounted for? He just said, never in my career have I seen such an utter failure of corporate controls at every level of an organization. He says a very small group of grossly inexperienced and unsophisticated individuals were running that exchange. While this is happening in Washington, back in the Bahamas, late last night, Bankman-Fried was arrested, and there was a one alert that just crossed a moment ago out of Nassau that he has arrived at the magistrate court there in Nassau, and that he is reviewing the charges with his legal team and considering all of his legal options. At age 30, when you follow this story, you're not quite sure what those options might be, but we'll find out in time. It's a story that's breaking in Washington, D.C. and leading some contrails, significant ones, back to Nassau and the Bahamas. So we'll see what goes down in that House hearing today. Senate goes down tomorrow. Dana.
Also check this out here on the epidemic.
So these viruses have basically been hiding out, and we're getting hit hard. This is essentially an unintended consequence of the lockdowns and people being sheltered.
Surging cases of RSV and the flu, along with COVID, raising health concerns across the U.S. The growing triple-demic straining medical systems nationwide, with no sign of easing up just yet. Phil Keating is live at a pharmacy in Coral Gables, Florida. Good morning, Phil.
Good morning, Dana. With the holidays right around the corner, people gathering with friends and family, public health experts really do worry that the worst of this triple-demic may still be yet to come. And for Americans across the country, finding your cold, cough, and flu meds on the counter, well, sometimes the shelves are empty. In this case, we've got boxes of children's ibuprofen and children's Motrin. Once those are gone, Natasha Patel, the owner here and pharmacist of University Pharmacy, once those are gone and sold, then what?
That's it. I actually was fortunate enough to get these from our secondary wholesalers, so not even our primary.
They just have nothing.
Nothing, and I only could get the two.
Thank you very much. That's the story for pharmacists, especially independent ones, that they're dealing with right now. Now, in South Florida, the last massive and densely populated event happened Saturday night up in Fort Lauderdale. That was the big Winterfest boat parade. Hundreds of thousands of people descended alongside the river to watch the holiday-themed boats parade on by, all lit up and floating festively. Clearly, very few, if any, masks. People not really worried about. Now, as for the triple threat this year, COVID-19, seasonal flu, and RSV, the CDC is seeing the seasonal flu as the bigger threat right now than COVID. It reports at least 13 million people have fallen ill with the flu. That's compared to 9 million last year. States with a very high rate of infection are the purple and deep reds: California, Texas, New Mexico, Colorado, Ohio, Indiana, Virginia, and New York. Ranking a high rate include Florida, Georgia, Illinois, Pennsylvania, and Minnesota. No state's immune right now. Now, while the CDC reports hospitalizations are up 13%, the director says RSV cases appear to be slowing, while COVID cases are still rising and flu cases